Hello everybody, and welcome to the Primary ICT Support video channel. My name is John, and in this video we'll be kicking off our Visual Builder series with a look at the Themify Visual Builder basics. In this video we'll be looking at the differences between the normal WordPress editor and the Visual Builder, how to tell if the page you want to edit is using the Visual Builder, how to turn on the Visual Builder, and how to navigate between the front end and the back end editors. If you want help with general WordPress editing, we have a WordPress series on YouTube already. The link will be in the description below. Please check this out first, as I will not be going through the basics like logging into WordPress and any general WordPress terminology. So let's get started. The first thing we need to ask is, what are the differences between the normal WordPress editor and the Visual Builder? Well, there are many differences between the two content editors, as they were built for completely different tasks. The WordPress editor was built to be a basic text editor, similar to a word processor, to quickly add text and images to a blog or a web page, and WordPress does this very well. But websites have changed, and adding features like buttons, videos, sliders and tabs should be as easy as adding text to a web page. As I show you the Visual Builder in action here, you can see that you can quickly add all kinds of rows, columns, modules just by dragging them onto the page and changing the options. You don't need to know any coding or have any previous skills to add complex objects to the website, something that would be simply impossible using the default WordPress editor. You can see how the changes will look visually on the site before saving, so that you know any changes you make will look exactly how you want them to look. Further on in this series, I will explain how to add content to the page and all the features of the Visual Builder itself. But we need to go over some of the basics of the Visual Builder and WordPress. Some or all of you may have at some point used WordPress to edit content and be familiar with the WordPress editor shown here, which is great. The visual editor doesn't add the content to the page as you might think. If I show you how a page looks in the WordPress editor, you'll see. There is a placeholder where the content would usually be. This is because the editor cannot process the visual content. Be very careful here, as you can mix and match content and complicate the situation by manually trying to add the content to the editor, or worst of all, removing the placeholder and deleting the content altogether. So, how do we edit the visual content? Well, what we need to do is turn on the Visual Builder. Luckily, there are more than a few ways to do this, but they all have the same outcome. As we are on this WordPress editor page already, there are two ways to turn on the builder, as you may have already seen. The main one I tend to use, while on the editor screen, is this button here. As you click the button, called Themify Builder, the site will load the front end of the website and turn on the Visual Builder. I will go over the Visual Builder and its components in much more detail in the next video. So I will click this back-end link to return to the WordPress editor page. The next way to turn on the builder is using this link in the placeholder. As you can see, the Visual Builder once again loads and you'll be free to edit the content. One of the best ways to start the builder is using the black admin bar while navigating the front end of the site, shown here. Clicking this link will start the Visual Builder exactly the same way as before. There is one last way to turn on the Visual Builder, and this is from the page list screen shown here. When you hover over a page, WordPress displays more options, and here you can see a link that says Themify Builder. Clicking this will load the front end of the site and turn on the builder. As you have now been shown how to start the Visual Builder, I will explain how to close the builder and the differences between these two links here. The back-end link will do as it states, and it will save the page you're working on and take you to the page editor you have seen before. This X link is a cancel or a close link. And what this means is that if you have made changes to a page and you do not want to save the changes, then when you click the link, you will get a pop-up message asking if you want to reload the page and lose the changes made. Click yes to confirm, and the page will reload the front end and close the Visual Builder. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found this helpful. Please don't forget that we have a full series of videos on the Visual Builder, so please check them out for much more information on the builder screen and the modules itself. I will also be covering some more advanced tips and tricks as well. If you have any questions about the Visual Builder or editing your site, please don't hesitate to make a ticket or contact Primary ICT Support direct. I've been John Emmett for Primary ICT Support. Thank you very much for watching.